guys, I'm Rebecca and these are my reviews, and today I have some little bottles of aperitifs from a company called HAUS. Now I first saw these on an Instagram ad, because Instagram ads always get me, but the way that they were advertising it was as like a lower alcohol way of drinking. So aperitifs, if you're not familiar, are just generally a drink that you're supposed to drink like before dinner, a little lighter in alcohol to whet your appetite, that sort of a thing. Generally speaking, you know, like a Negroni. One of my favorites is Campari and soda. Something a little lighter before you get into the straight scotch. So these are not necessarily what I would think of as low alcohol, but they are somewhere between a glass of wine and scotch. So they run around like, what, 17% ABV? Yeah, this one's 18, 20. Wine is usually somewhere between 12 and 15. So these are all 18 and 20. So these are the little shorty bottles. They do have a sampler pack so that you can try them out. They also have a membership and larger bottles if you have one that you know you're gonna love, or if you wanna try them out and then get a larger bottle, that sort of a thing. They also came with a little card that kind of gives you a flavor profile and ways to drink it, just suggestions. So you can drink these as is, neat on the rocks, add some spritz, add some Prosecco, juice, whiskey, however you want to do it. So I am going to try these today. I haven't tried them yet, and kind of play with the flavors and see what I come up with. So for the sampler pack, they do give you suggestions on the flavors. I switched up a couple of them because you can change them up. So the flavors that they have are citrus flower, bitter clove, ginger yuzu, rose rosé, peach passion fruit, lemon lavender, and spiced cherry. Okay, so I do not have the citrus flower, but I do have bitter clove, so let's just go down the list this way. So this is listed as being herbaceous and warm, a blend of clove, ginger, and Saigon cinnamon. This Amaro-inspired flavor has just the right amount of bitter. Enjoy it neat or on the rocks with an orange twist. So one of the interesting things about this company is that they do list all of the ingredients, and it's just a couple living in Sonoma and using farm fresh ingredients, and they tell you what's in here. So if you do have allergies or you're on a specific diet or something, it's kind of nice to have that because most alcohols do not. And these little glass bottles are super cute. They have little corks, so if you don't drink the whole thing, you know, you can just pop the cork back in and throw it in the fridge. All right. Ooh, it smells exactly how you would think it would. Yeah, that's bitter and clovey. It is a little bit on the sweet side, but it's not overly syrupy, I would say. I did have these in the fridge, so they are a bit chilled right now, but let's try it with some soda. A lot more bitter that way. Getting, you know, just a lot more of those bitter notes once I put the soda in. I think because it dumbs down, it makes it less sweet. And so, but you still get a lot of good flavors in there. I could see how this would mix well with things too, but it is just sort of a light drink. You know, I think this would be good winter time, you know, with the clove, sort of, you know, those warming spices, but it is really tasty. I do like this. And I can see how this would be a good opening drink before you start really drinking, or something that you could just sip on all day, you know, and it's not going to be super alcoholic. You could have several of these. So, okay, that's yummy. I like that one so far. Rose Rosé, fruity and floral. With raspberry, wild rose, strawberry, and juicy cherries, this refreshing flavor tastes like summer in a glass. Enjoy it on the rocks or with a splash of Prosecco. So this one, I'm gonna get out one of my new Nick and Nora glasses. I love these. I'm just gonna try it neat, just to get the flavor profile of it. It is very sweet, much sweeter than the other one, I think. Very floral, but it also has a lot of that like strawberry fruitiness going on. It's not overly rose. I don't care for rose, but you do get some definite floral notes in there. I have these little cans of Sophia. I'm gonna pour some of this in there. I have a feeling I'm gonna like this. Oh yeah. I just sounded Midwestern right there. Oh yeah, that's good. It's really good because it adds some sweetness to the, this is more of a dry champagne, less of a sweet Prosecco, but it definitely, you know, just has some really fun, interesting notes. I probably couldn't drink too many of those just because it is quite sweet, and I think that would get to me. But the flavors are really, really good. And if you do go in for sweeter drinks, I think that that's a really fun, very summery kind of a thing with all of that floral fruitiness going on. Absolutely. This is like a good poolside beverage. Moving down the list, peach passion fruit seems to be everybody else's favorite. I didn't even get that one. But now that it's summer and peaches are in season, I feel like I should have gotten that one. I got these a long time ago. Okay, so let's go with the lemon lavender. Floral and citrusy. With fresh lavender, juicy citrus, and wild botanicals, this flavor is bright and herbaceous. Try it on ice with a splash of lemonade. I don't have any lemonade, but let's try it on its own. I do love the combination of lemon and lavender. Like a bee's knees is one of my favorite summertime cocktails. It's just gin and lemon juice and honey syrup. And if you add some lavender to that, it just adds a really lovely complexity, and the floral notes just brighten it up. I loves it. So I'm very excited about this one. If I can get the plastic off, there we go. Okay, here we go. That one is intense. Quite bitter, actually. It's more like lemon peel, but very floral as well. I can see why adding lemonade to this would be good. Let me just try adding some soda to that. This one needs to be like watered down or something, because this one is way more syrupy than any of the other ones were. Yeah, that's a lot better. Whew, my mouth tastes like flowers right now. Wow, that is very floral. Lavender is one of those tricky ones too, because if it's too overpowering, it can just make things taste like soap. This doesn't taste like soap, but it does taste like there's a garden in my mouth. I almost want to mix it with gin, you know, like a bee's knees kind of a thing. Huh. I might try that. Let's move on to the last one before I start drinking gin here. Spiced cherry, fruity and complex. With hand-picked cherries, cocoa nibs, anise seed, and telecherry pepper, this flavor is rich and fruit-forward. Try it with a splash of rye whiskey. And then they also have a little QR code to scan for more recipes, which I think is awesome. Okay. I feel like this is gonna be another one of those winter types. Oh yeah. I actually really, really like that, but I feel like this tastes a lot like cocktail cherries, you know, where it's got a lot of flavor, a little bit of bitterness to it. I don't know, that like tang. I don't know how to describe it, but that's what it tastes like. It tastes like cocktail cherries to me. I bet this would be really good with rye. Hang on, let's try it. Oh yeah, that's good. That's delicious. It's a little bit like a Manhattan, you know, with like those sweet cherry flavors mixed in with the rye. Very reminiscent of a Manhattan, which is just vermouth, which is an aperitif, and whiskey. Okay, so we have our 4 different flavors here. Like I said, there are other flavors that you can try if some of the other ones sound better to you. I picked these out months ago when it was still cold, so you can tell that these are more of the wintry flavors. Well, except for the lemon lavender one. The lemon lavender, let's try that with gin. I'm not being specific about the ratios. I think that's something that I would need to play with, you know, if I wanted it more ginny or more housey. Oh, that's good. That's really, really good. Okay, I may have made a mistake with the Bombay Sapphire, because Bombay Sapphire on its own has a lot of floral notes to it. Maybe I should have gone with my Fords. Either way, the gin adds another element to it that really balances it out. It doesn't taste as bitter as it did that first time around. It cuts out the syrupiness. I like that better than I did with this and the soda water. I think it just adds a really nice balance to it for a really fun and interesting cocktail. So that's one of those things. You can mix these with gin or whiskey or rye or whatever to make a fun cocktail, or you can drink them on their own or with soda or Prosecco or whatever to make a lighter drink. So you have a fair amount of options to play with these. You know, they're basically just like a good mixer that you can also drink on its own. I don't know if I would drink many of these just straight up. However, at least on ice and with soda, I feel like it really brings out the nuance of the flavors and eases up on the syrupiness. So that's just my taste, of course. I do think this is kind of a fun and interesting, unique way of you know, exploring aperitifs. I will actually list some videos in the description box because How to Drink has a great video on aperitifs, and just, you know, I love nerding out on the history of drinks and what the words actually mean and all of that stuff. But I'm not your guy for that. I will show you who is. But as far as just my own experience drinking these, I think they're fun. I like that the company is basically a small business. They're shipping, you know, straight from the company to you, that you can get them shipped, that they are interesting flavors with natural ingredients that are all listed so you know what you're drinking. And it's not terribly high ABV, but it's also not terribly low either. But again, mixed with like a tonic or a soda water or something like that does make for a nice light spritzer, especially in the summer. I think, you know, those are very refreshing. So anyway, I like them. Okay, so I will leave all of the information in the description box, how you too can get some HAUS. I believe they have a referral program as well. This is not sponsored. They didn't send this to me. I bought this, but they do have just like, you know, their own referral program. So I'll list my link in there if you guys want to use that. That'd be cool. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.